Hello friends and welcome to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and today I'm going to be talking about ships. Now effectively what I want to talk about is how to use the target lock functionality in the ships. Now the reason I want to talk about this today with so much else going on is the new territory battles. Those that have the deepest rosters are going to be the most effective. If you don't have ships, or if your ship rosters aren't strong enough, I'm sure there are going to be aspects of this new mode that you're going to struggle with, which means your guild is going to struggle with, and I want to be able to help you, help your guild, help yourselves.
Help me! Help me, Rod. Help me! Help you. Help me. Help you. Help me. Help you.
We're going to be looking at Jedi Master Samuel L. Jackson. Now, this team that we're going to be starting off with, the first 5 in your team are going to be, or the first 5 in this team, are going to be Slave 1, that's Boba Fett's ships, Biggs, Wedge, Fives, and Darth Vader's ship. Now, the reason why we've got these groups in this specific order is because we want Biggs's taunt. Now, what's nice, especially in this opening volley, is the more often you put target lock on an enemy opponent, what that's going to do is allow Biggs to taunt for 1 turn. It also gives them protection up, so if you don't get the target lock on each individual character, it doesn't matter as long as Biggs gets that initial taunt. Now, he is probably going to die pretty quickly afterwards, which gives you the ability to bring in Scimitar. The Scimitar is Darth Maul's ship, and Darth Maul's ship has this really cool functionality which allows him to give retribution and protection up for one ally, and then stealth to all other allies, which means any of those characters who have a retribution functionality, immediately that becomes null and void for that specific character, unless, you know, the target the target ship that you put this on is Fives, which is the ship that you should put it on. Now, Fives with this becomes a soft tank. He has a really high counter chance because of retribution, and he has it for 2 turns. Now, ships will be attacking him. Fives is going to be taking those ships out pretty handily, as we can see here. Now, what's nice about that is even when he loses retribution, all of your other ships are stealthed. And so what you want to do is go ahead and throw on target lock just as often as you possibly can. Now, the cool thing with the Scimitar is anytime an enemy reinforcement comes in when the Scimitar is active, then what happens is you get that enemy ship gets target lock automatically. Now, what's cool about Endurance's special ability, Fortune Favors the Bold, it has a 4-turn cooldown. It deals physical damage to target enemy and all enemies affected by target lock. The ability's cooldown is reduced by 1 for each enemy struck. So if you have 5 that are struck, or 5 enemies that are struck because of the target lock, then all of a sudden this can trigger immediately a 2nd time. Now that is pretty sweet because this does deal some pretty solid damage. So here we were able to use it pretty much back to back, and with that we are able to win out. Now, it is a very sweet ability. I do like Mace's capital ship, the Endurance. My personal favorite is actually Tarkin's. I use Tarkin more often than not, and I hover around 25 to 30 when I get all 5 of my attempts in. I don't always get all 5 attempts because, you know, work and the day and all that other jazz. But with that, this will help you rise in the ranks. Now, as you notice with this, not all the ships in this video are 7-star. Most of them aren't. Slave 1, Vader's TIE, and the Scimitar are not 5-star. They're viable at 4-star and above. As long as you get them to level 85, as long as the pilots that you have in them, so Boba Fett and Vader and Maul, are all geared up and leveled out, because especially if you have a Zeta on any of those characters, all of a sudden they do become more effective, they do become more potent, and their abilities just become that much more powerful. So keep that in mind when you're doing this. I would look for, if you're new to ships, I would look for ships to farm that have tunes that you are going to want to play, because if you're playing them, if you're using them more often, then what's happening is you are going to be leveling those characters up, which means the ships they pilot are also going to be leveling up just as it is. So this has just been a very brief introduction on how to use the target lock system, the Fleet Arena. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. I'll respond. I try to respond pretty timely. If you don't, let me know what you think. I know a lot of people don't like ships, but again, guys, with battle territories or territory battles coming up, it is likely that you're going to need them, and the better your ships are, the more effective you're going to be in the new game mode. You still need them for other things, and I do think they're going to try to make these more effective. I would like to see them introduce a new functionality outside of target lock, but I mean, it makes sense for a ship to have a target lock. So who knows what they're going to do or what the next thing with ships will be. I think we'll see something probably in the next 4 or 5 months. I don't think it's high on their priority list. Maybe it is. Who knows? And we will see something soon. This has been Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. Leave a comment in the section below. Let me know what you think about ships. Let me know if this was new information to you, or if this has been something that you learned today. If it is, like us, share us, subscribe to our channel, and as always, stay nerdy, my friends.